Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So if you followed along with my channel, you know that I spoke a few days back about, trying to make myself a team and trying to make a new personal best for myself for the sake of the demon or clan boss. Because at the moment, I'm beating everything. I can one kill Nightmare with the regular unkillable teams. I can one kill Nightmare, brutal and hard Hydra. I can finish him plat. I can do everything. So right now, what's there left to do for me than just try to optimize some teams, make them a bit faster, make some content, or try to get some personal records for myself. So currently, what the team that I'm going to show you today actually is a team that's, it can be a lot better, but I'm missing a key champion in there, and that's a different variation. And that is the team that that uses Krisk, because Krisk, for the sake of teams like this, we're talking about a killable team, it's called the White Whale, basically this one that I'm doing. The one that I would have liked to do was the one that Pavo used, that has, instead of the buff extender that's Godseeker or Sandlashed, has the Krisk, because Krisk brings so much more. However, I don't have that, so basically I went into this one, the White Whale Lydia, that normally uses Godseeker, Iron Brago, Blind Seer, and Dracomorph, and I tried to switch it and adapt it, and I added Valkyrie in there, because I really wanted to do something with Valkyrie, and see how much it can do, how fun that can be. And basically this is what I had to do. I had to put Valkyrie in the Iron Brago spot, and then I put Underpriest Brogni in the Blind Seer spot that we have in this team, and then I put Iron Brago as kind of like the DPS in there. Even though Iron Brago brings me the decreased attack, he brings me the increased defense for 3 turns, plus his aura that gives everybody else more defense depending on how much he has. So, it's a really well-knit team in here. And honestly, the reason for bringing Sandlash Survivor in this team is, one, the lead. The lead is really good because she brings more defense, and 2, the passive ally protection from her passive. That's why she's so much better than the Godseeker. Like, for example, I tried with Godseeker, it didn't do as good. The reason for that is this team doesn't really need healing, because you have the insane shields from Valkyrie, and then you have the passive of Brogni that basically heals everybody every time they lose healing. But you know what? Let's jump in over here and let me show you the presets. Let me see. I don't have a key, so I need to go to any other dungeon to show you the presets. Let's go here. So let me show you the presets first that I have on them, and then I'm gonna show you the run. After that, we're gonna come back, see the damage that I'm able to do. Can I actually get myself a better, personal record? My personal record was 120 million before, so I'm hoping to get at least a little bit more, and then we're gonna check the builds, obviously. So basically, you want to have like this. You have Sandlash Survivor open with the A1, then priority, then make this one priority always, the A2. Like I said, her passive is really insane. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, and because this team goes on a 2-to-1 ratio, because of the Lydia increased speed that she puts out there, and the extension, it's basically Sandlash comes back to this one pretty fast. Even though it's on a 4-turn cooldown, you're like, oh, I need to put 4-3 ratio. No, really, because this one goes to 2-1. It's mostly important to have it there for the sake of the stun. That's what I noticed. As long as I have it for the sake of the stun, I'm good. I didn't insanely perfectly min-max. I didn't steal the best gear from all of my champions. I tried to do, with almost not the best gear, but like my mediocre gear, and try and see what I could do. So, we're gonna see. Then, for the sake of Valkyrie, prioritize the A2, but you want to delay that 2 turns. So you want to do 2 A1s first with Valkyrie, and then have her do the A2. For Iron Brago, just priority the A2, then second priority the A3. Under Priest Brogni, you want to open with the A3, then delay the A2 1 turn, and then do the A1, for the reason of you want the A2 of him to proc, let me see, 2 turns, this one's priority. You want the A2 from Iron Brago to go on the shield here of Valk. So if you do it like this, the whole team falls into sync at turn 8, then everybody gets 2 turns. So basically what you want to have is like this. Valkyrie does the A2, and then Iron Priest Brogni comes with the A2 as well to extend that shield, because the first AoE is the one that hits harder than the second one, because we're gonna face Affinity. So we're always gonna go against Affinity because we get extra damage from Brogni. So obviously you want that shield to be that shield to be bigger from Valkyrie, because on the second one, Valkyrie just puts up straight up her shield and that's about it. For the stun hit, you're not really covered, just you're covered by the shield of Brogni, which is good enough because in correlation with Sandlash Survivor's ally protection, you can actually push this team to go a lot, you know, a lot longer. Maybe there might have been a way where I could try and extend her shield as well for higher, but the problem is Brogni does the A3 before the stun, and by Brogni doing that, what happens is he overwrites the shields of Valkyrie. Maybe I didn't look too much, I didn't perfectly min-max this, but I think that's the best way to actually get this sorted, because otherwise I cannot see how we could guarantee that we have the shields from Valkyrie, especially with needing Sandlash Survivor to do the extends after Lydia to have that increased speeds in there. But yeah, let's go back to the preset. So that was the Priest Brogni, and then Lydia, you want to open with the A3 and then do the A2. I'm specifically talking about the presets for the sake of Ultra Nightmare. For Nightmare, it's gonna be a little bit different, obviously, but honestly, if you're ever gonna wanna try and be like, oh, let me do some crazy damage, you wanna try Ultra Nightmare. For Nightmare, Brutal, Hard, whatever, this team, you just click full auto and it does its job, so you don't have to stress about doing the stuff with the right thing, you're still gonna get your 1 key. So what I'm gonna do is, we have the run here at the back, let's actually play it a bit so you can see what I mean about those those rotations. So see, we start with the A3, then we do the A2, then I put it on auto, sorry, do the A1, then I put it on auto up until we come back to Valkyrie's turn, because then we have to stop Valkyrie to do an A1 again with her, A1 with Valkyrie over here, then I'm gonna do A1 with Under Priest Brogni, and then from here is full auto. So you know, it's not a crazy presets that you need to do, it's just a little bit of delays, and then all of it just goes pretty smoothly. As you see, we have the shields, we block the debuffs, we're affinity friendly, like everything works just amazing. And you know what, I'm gonna play this run, I'm gonna let this run keep going, you know, I'm gonna play the recording, let the run go. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it goes to like 60 something turns, so it's gonna be a long one, but I'm gonna cut through it, like, you know, I'm gonna leave 3 to 5 minutes of it, jump to the end, and then we're gonna come back, have a look at the damage. So see you in a bit, guys. there we go, 157,000,079. That's, you know, that's crazy damage. I'm happy that I can actually do this much damage without, you know, trying to break everything on my account just for the sake of doing this, because I didn't mention this, but all of this I did on my own account. I don't have a test server where I can, you know, have all the silver in the world and I can break everybody. It doesn't matter. I had to, you know, make do with what I could just to try and get myself a nice personal record. Like I said, the previous one was 120 million for me. This one's 100 and almost 58 million. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm quite sure there's plenty of space to tweak this one to get another 10, 20 million damage easily, but I'm happy for now. I'm glad that I could do something with Valkyrie because she was one of my most wanted champions a while back and still was. Like, I'm still happy that I got her. I'm just gonna specialize her for arena, but I always wanted to play with her. I always wanted to do team with her to make some, you know, some crazy nice damage in there, and you know, this one makes me pretty happy. The next change might be when I get myself a Krisk. Hopefully one day I'm gonna get myself a Krisk, then I'm gonna have some more fun with some more teams in the Demon Lord clan boss. But for now, let's actually, you know, let's have a look at the damage. Look at this: 29.4 from Standard Survivor, 26.7 from Valkyrie, especially because of the Brimstone. Almost 40 million Iron Brago, 47 million from Brogni, and 14.8 from Lydia. Before you start suggesting some stuff in the comments, let me show you. Let's go back to show you the builds. But in case somebody wants to say, oh yeah, you should have tried to bring a toxic set in there. I tried to have toxic before. I tried to have toxic on either Brogni or Lydia. The problem is, because of the counterattacks, there's too many toxic procs in there. We already have like 6 or 7 debuffs, so bringing a toxic set in there is not going to be beneficial. It's just going to hurt us more because we're going to have the... We're going to have too many toxic sets in there, and we're not going to be landing the decreased defense, the weaken, the decreased attack, and that's just going to break the team. But let's have a look at the build. So under Priest Brogni, I just straight up went into a damage build with some defense in there, like 3.2k attack, 240 crit damage, 221 speed. Then the masteries, you know, standard masteries with damage and support. I could have reset maybe the support ones and come the defense tree, but this is good enough, especially because I took a bit of the shield bearer to help for his shields. For the sake of Valkyrie, I just tried to hit these are the masteries, but I just tried to hit the stats, 100% crit rate, and as much defense as possible. For Valkyrie, I did not care about getting her to do damage. She's gonna do damage from Brimstone and the A1s, that's why I didn't fully book the A1, just wanted her for her insane shields in there. And obviously that's one of the reasons why I took shield bearer, because she does the biggest shields in the game. Having shield bearer on her makes those shields even bigger. At the same time, I took Lord of Steel because I just cared about the stats, and obviously War Master for the War Master hits. She was the one running Brimstone because I had the level 1 Brimstone. She's at 254 speed, just like I said, 100% crit rate, 108, no crit damage, 7.3k defense. I could wrap this maybe even more to like 8k or something, but still, it's pretty solid amount of defense for the sake of her insane shields, because obviously her shields scale off of her defense. So also one thing that whenever she does her shields, there's always increased defense from Iron Brago, and that makes those shields even bigger. Then I ran Lydia in the Guardian set actually for the sake of some extra damage mitigation, because what Guardian set does, it absorbs 10% of the damage dealt to the ally. Also, she heals herself by 10% every turn. So because she takes damage, she might be the one going down faster, but she heals herself. Plus with the passive from Brogni, we just cover everything. Lydia obviously covers in this one the decreased defense, the weaken, the increased speed roll that makes us go to under 2-to-1 ratio, plus the strengthen. The strengthen straight up 25% extra damage mitigation apart from the Guardian that we have on her. So you know, she brings a ton to this team. She's the one that kind of makes this team work. Then we ran her down on offense tree, and then here we ran her down the defense tree for the blast proof, mostly rejuvenation, because everything else, like, we don't take the stance, so these last two ones don't really matter, honestly. But you know what, it's mostly about this one, so she can get bigger heals and bigger shields. Then Iron Brago is basically built in here just for the sake of damage. Just damage. I took him down the Master Hexer because I want the chance to extend that decreased attack, especially when we face wrong affinity. He might not land it, so whenever he lands it, I want him to extend it as much as I can, you know. He has 100% chance to land the decreased attack in here if he has the increased defense. He puts the increased defense for 3 turns. And he smacks really hard, honestly. He smacks extremely hard. Like, he's a beast. I'm running him at 219 speed, 100% crit rate, 277 crit damage, 5.7k defense, and 234 accuracy for sake of his debuffs. And then Standard Survivor, as I mentioned, she's in there basically just for the extended the duration of the buffs, but also because of her clutch passive. Like, this passive saves us a ton. Like, this passive makes us go another 10, 15 turns, maybe even 20, because it procs and saves the allies that takes the stun. Because we do not die from the AoEs. We always die in this team from the stun, unless something really weird happens and we take multiple crits, then yeah, we would die from the AoEs. But this team, you would never die from AoEs, you just die from the stun. That's why somebody like a Krisk would be insane in here, because he would have the ally protection all the time up there, and like, he would bring overall damage mitigation, and at the same time, he would make the stun target like die even, you know, even later. But yeah, Standard Survivor runs at 254 speed, 101 crit rate, 234 crit damage, 4.8k defense. Again, she can smack pretty hard from what you've seen. Normally you would want Standard Survivor to be 255, but because I put all the sets and the speeds in there properly, this one works like this, even though she's not 255, because I accounted for the perception and the speed set plus the masteries. Masteries in here, War Master, and obviously again defense tree for extra healing, extra damage mitigation from the blast proof, and also delay death. I forgot to mention delay death, because this one's an extra 6% damage mitigation, you know, the more it ramps up, and it caps at 6%, but that's a lot when we're talking about a team that requires on, you know, staying alive a lot and doing lots of damage mitigation. But yeah, so this was the team that I showed. I'm definitely gonna have this one at the back. I'm gonna have this link in case you want to copy this exact team. I'm gonna have it pinned in the description so you can go and check it out yourself. Maybe you want to tweak it, maybe you want to try some different stuff and have some fun with it. But yeah, I did make myself a new personal record, almost 158 million. I'm pretty happy with this for now. You know, the next change I'm gonna do is when I'm gonna possibly try and hit a 200 million new personal record. Otherwise, it's not really worth for just getting another 10 million. You know, my goal for this one, I'm gonna be honest, my goal was to hit over 150 million, because, like, you know, I did 120 something with Unkillable, and I actually managed to do over the 150, so I'm pretty happy. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you had fun seeing this. I hope you had fun seeing the crazy numbers that this team does. And if you do enjoy my content, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, you know, to see when I upload next. And I'm gonna see you all in the next one, guys. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye.